Hey guys, welcome to JTV Extra. I'm Sandra Younger. We have a fantastic show for you today because I'm going to show you this really cool and interesting braiding technique. And if any of you, I think I had a couple of people guess it because, I asked on my Instagram if anyone had any idea, and a couple of people did, but not quite. So I'm going to reveal the secret of this really interesting technique. And what is so cool about it is usually when you braid, you have two strings on the outside of your cord. You see that? But this technique, you can see that there is only one, and that is what I'm going to be showing you today. But if you're new, welcome. You can ask questions, leave comments down below, and those three buttons down there on the, I think it's the bottom, right-hand side of your screen, the shop, the share, and the love button. If you see anything that you like on today's show, like the Red Creek Jasper is actually really, really pretty. I love it. And they're also, I'll be showing these in just a second, but those really interesting, they're like S-hook clasps. And, one thing that I was able to do with those is I had a long necklace and I wanted to make it shorter. So I just put one of those clasps just to hook it in the back, and it actually worked really, really well. Let's see, anything else? Do any of you notice it's really getting cold? I'm freezing in my studio here. So I think I need to get myself a heater. I don't think it's started snowing yet where any of you live, or maybe it has. I don't know. But let me tell you the products that'll be on today's show. Then we'll do the customer show, and then we'll get on with the lesson, which is I want to hopefully finish this lesson before the show's over. So here are the products. Boom. Okay, let's see our first product. Oh my goodness, the Knotty-Do-It-All. There are over 60 lessons online. I'm sure at this point there are over 80 if you combine all the JTV Extra. But if you look at the board, the interesting thing is you can get your hands underneath your work. It keeps tension on your cord, and it measures while you're working. And let me tell you guys, that is the most important thing when you're working with stringy material, especially that tension. It just makes everything you do just so much easier. And these boards, we have both our large board and our travel size, and they're made out of this very sturdy birch wood. The inches, the rulers come in both inches and centimeters. You've got your ring size chart, and if you look closely at the big board, it's got wells so that you can put your findings, beads, whatever you want. And although it does come with a DVD and an ebook, there are you get a password, and there are dozens, 60, 70, 80 lessons online to all kinds of tips, tricks. You name it, it's there. Here are just a few down here. It says knotting, tassels, braiding, macrame, moose knots. It is jam-packed with all kinds of ideas. And our travel board is just, it's smaller, but let me tell you, it really packs a punch. I use the small board, if I'm working in a smaller space, and I do use both of them interchangeably. They're both workhorses, extremely fantastic tools. And let's see, next we have the knotted wax polyester cord. This, the pack comes in the black and the natural. And let's see, it is a 2-ply, and being that it is polyester, you can melt it. So black and natural, and I used the black in today's project. And let's take a look at what we have next. Ooh, these sandstone beads. Okay, these are interesting because they are a graduated a strand. So the towards the end, it's a 6 millimeter. And it looks let's see how many, I'm just curious. I'm always curious on these graduated strands, what size you get. Okay, so these are 6, and it looks like these are probably about an 8. Okay, an 8.75. You get some about 8.5 in there, and then it goes all the way up to the 14. And I guess the one in the middle is the biggest one. So these are the sandstone, it's graduated beads. They're really pretty. I like the way they look like little planets. And then next we have the Red Creek Jasper, and you get 3 strands of these, and these are the beads that I'm using in today's lesson. So you can see that it's really pretty, just very rich colors. I love the Red Creek Jasper. And 3 strands. That's amazing. Am I reading that right? Let's take a look. 3 strands. Yep, $39.99. And that's, is that right? Red Creek. Yeah, yep, that's right. Amazing. And they're really, really pretty, and they fit the knotted waxed cord. So, and then let's see that? Okay, let's take a look. Oh, they're so pretty. You know, they're like beige colors, like dark gray, reddish. I mean, who doesn't like Red Creek Jasper? When you look at it, it's just like so pretty. And then let's see. Next, we have the okay. These are antique silver tone round large hole spacer beads. You get 4 styles, so you can see there. And the ones that I used in this lesson here, I used the ones with the smaller holes, because some of them have like really big holes. I think in like 4 or 5 millimeter, but the ones I'm using are the smaller ones. So they work perfectly for this project. So I was really glad. You could see the hole size is a lot smaller, and I think that smaller size is about maybe 2 millimeters. That sounds about right. They're about 2 millimeters. And let's take a look at what we have next. Oh, these stainless steel double spring S-clasp. I think this is our last item. Is it? Yes, this is our last item. Okay, these are interesting. Okay, let's take a look, because it doesn't list the size, but I thought, you know what? We're just gonna find out. Okay, let's zero this out. So the big one is 22. That's about almost like as wide as a quarter. So those are pretty, I would say they're on the big side. So if you have like a chunky necklace and you want to make it shorter, you can just, you know, use this. Interesting. Let's check that out. And then these itty bitty ones, they're so adorable. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh, they're so cute. So adorable. And these are like a lot smaller. These are probably right around 10 or 12 millimeters. Oh yeah. So about 11.37, but look at that. Oh my goodness. So this would be for like a dainty necklace if you want to make it shorter, and this one of course would be for like the big chunky gigantic ones. Anyway, those are all the products that are on today's show. Did I miss anything? I got the cord, the jasper, the sandstone, the board. Yeah, so that's everything on today's show. So if you see something that you like, make sure and grab it while it is still available. And, you know, let me mention, don't forget Brilliant Cash, because if you have a birthday, if it's the anniversary of your first purchase, if you've never made a purchase, you are entitled. Let me find my Brilliant Cash cheat sheet here. Okay, here it is. First time purchase, $40. And you can buy any of the products on today's show and use this towards your purchase. So you just want to like look over the like the benefits here. And you know, another thing that I wanted to, you know, I'm always just like so full of tips and tricks, and I wish there was time to share every single one of them with you. But you know, when I was making this necklace, you know, the cord, you know what? I don't want to give it away. Let's do the customer show, and then I will give you the cool tip trick when the actual lesson begins. It's just that I'm so eager, and I always have so many tips and tricks, and I think, oh my God, what if I don't have enough time to like get them all in there? But I've got to like restrain myself. Okay, customer show. First up, we have Ann from Arizona, and I tell you, Ann sent in some really, really interesting leather bracelets. So here is the one on the left has a bunch of like really cool charms, but look at it up close. That is so cool. So it's got like macrame, and you macrame the rings into the macrame and then put the charms in. I'm guessing that is so cool. That is such a nice little like charm bracelet with a, you know, with that boho touch in there. Very, very cool. And then, oh, look at all these. And I have a couple of pictures, you know, down the slideshow of like all these different bracelets, but the that one with the, it looks like it was made with braided leather. That is so like, I'm gonna have to learn to do this. Now I feel like I'm like
like the heat is on. I need to learn to do this this knot. That is so interesting. And next we have Sylvia, California. Oh, I just love, this is the lesson from, I don't know, it was like 3 lessons ago, but look how cute this is. It's got the, you know, the focal's got the rondelles that matches the focal going down the bracelet. Nice little toggle bar that goes into the loop. Beautiful. Isn't that, I just love, you know, I wish that I could just find toggle bars, because this is a really good use for them, but unfortunately, sometimes you have to sacrifice, you know, your toggle. I mean, unless you can find something to do with the other side, which, you know, probably there is. You know, I'm not going to, you know, get like all sad yet, but that is so pretty, Sylvia. I love it. And Christy, Alaska, long time no see, girl. We haven't seen you around in a long time. And of course, you never fail to disappoint. This, oh, look at this. It's so pretty. And let's see, you've got the faux leather, the slide knot braided. And, you know, I just like, you know, like the spacing in between, because, you know, sometimes like the empty space, it really adds to, you know, the piece. And it's just, oh, I love it. Girl, I love everything you make. It's just, oh, just beautiful. Next, we have Laura Lee, Florida. Okay, guys, this one's really interesting, because this one, I'll show you the next picture. But this one, so it's got the rings, and then the wire, a beading wire with the, I guess they call those loops wire savers. And then it's got like a crimp bead, and then the crimp cover. The transition's really nice and clean. I really think it looks like fantastic. And then it's got the, you know, the beads, and then like the on the ends there, you know, instead of having like a moose knot, it's got like wire wrapping. Very, very nice, Laura Lee. Thank you so much. And let's see. Ah, Laura Lee again. Look at these. Oh, look at those. Those little charms are adorable. I wonder what they're supposed to symbolize, or if they don't symbolize anything, but I just love them. I mean, look at the ones on the right. Those are so cute. Let's see, it looks like garnet. I don't know what those blue stones are. And then pearls. That, at least I know that much. But these are like, oh my God, they're so cute. I love them. And okay, here's a close-up of that one bracelet that I was talking to you about that Anne in Arizona submitted. That top one. Holy smokes. That looks really hard. Is it Anne? Oh, Anne, I don't think Anne is going to be with us today. But, you know, I just want to like say how awesome and cool these bracelets are. Yeah, unbelievable. And then, oh, and Arizona again. Okay, these are like some, oh, guys, it's a mystery. And it looks like, I don't know. I was going to say, it looks like it's made with 2 cords, 4 cords. I don't know, but I think it looks so cool. Then at least I know that, you know, those are macrame on the top. And it's got one of those knots in the middle. And then last we have Martijn, the Netherlands. Perfect, perfect, perfect snake knot. And I like the way you did the button loop, where you put like the snake knot like stitches on that as well. I've never done that, so that's A+ for you. I really love it. So thank you so much, everyone, for sending these in. And if you have anything you'd like to send in, remember to send them to the knottydoitall@gmail.com.
Wow, wasn't that fantastic? And guys, don't be shy. Send in your things. Oh, you have no idea how excited I get every time I see like an email from a customer and there's an attachment with it, because I always know that it's going to be like a real treat. And it always, always, always is. Today's project. I am so excited. Okay, where to begin? Oh, I want to say hi to everyone. Oh my goodness, we've got a full house. We've got Chatty, Michael, Susanna, let's see, Agnieszka, I think I said that right, from Poland. My goodness, Laura Lee, oh girl. We got Susanna. Let's see who else we got here. Elizabeth, West Virginia. Oh my goodness. Susanna, Sylvia. Thank you guys for joining the show. Ella. Oh, Rhonda. I hope you're doing good, Rhonda. Like, I hope everything's going good. Noelle, Jenny. Mary Terry. Oh my God. Thank you guys for like joining today's show. This is going to be cool. Okay, let's get started. Okay, the tip that I wanted to share with you. Okay, somebody asked me in my Instagram like feed if I had any tips or tricks to. They said that when they braided that their beads kind of sort of like twisted. Okay, the trick is, and because you know that I kind of sort of had that problem with certain stringing materials, but not all of them. And I'm like, what is the factor? So I tried like all sorts of things, and it seems to me that the one thing that actually helped was that I took the cord, and you know I can't like do it here because you know I don't have space, but I did a couple of things to it. So let's see, where's that cloth? Oh, here it is. I take like a black cloth, and usually I use black only so I can like see the wax come off, but I put it on the floor and I sandwich the cord in between, and I put pressure on it, and I just take lots of it. Like the cord will come like literally up to here, and I'll just like go back and forth until you'll feel the wax. It'll when you first start, it's like sticky, but then it gets real smooth, like as if you polished it. And then the other thing that helps is you just like give it a real good like pull it to stretch it, because even though it stretches just a little bit, that it seems like that little bit of stretch really like helps keep the beads from turning while you're braiding. So and for this one, you know what I wanted was the bead. I mean just like a single cord, because it's just you know, a little, you know, it's just different. See that? I mean, I'm not going to say one's better than the other, which it's not. It's just different. So, okay, but what I'm going to do, because I won't have time to make the entire necklace, so I'm just going to make like a shorter version of it. But, you know, if you want to make the longer version, then, you know, just, you know, you'll use... let's see how many beads I used here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So, but I'm just going to be using 7 for the sake of time. And the interesting thing about this one, it can also be worn doubled. So I can put it on and then wrap it around my neck, and then I can like button it like right here in the front. But, you know, this measurement, you know, works for me, but if you need something shorter or longer, then you'll have to make an adjustment. I used the cord that I measured out was 150 inches of cord. But if you need it to be longer, I would go with let's see, 60 times 3, which would be about 180, and it's going to be a continuous like strand. So let me show you like what you are going to do. You will need a leadered needle. So and if you're not familiar with a leadered needle, it is fishing line with a beading needle, and this is a size. It's a 4-pound, and then this is a beading needle size 12. So and I just stuck a magnet on my clip, which is really handy because it helps, like especially if you're working with leadered needles. It's just really handy to have them. Okay, so this is very interesting. The way you know, it could either be a clasp on this end or it can be a button. So you know what? Let me see. What should I do? I'm gonna do like I'll do a button only because that's what I have on this one. And this is interesting because so what you do is you put your button in, and you're gonna move it in 50 inches. Okay, so this, so you just put the button in, and, you know, just get like a yardstick or a ruler, and it's going to go 36. Is that right? Let's see, wait, hang on, guys. Let me see. That's 36, 46. You know, let me measure this again, because maybe I measured it wrong. I just want to make sure. So there's 20, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Okay. And I just want to make sure that the rest of this is actually 100. So there's 36, like 70. Yeah, okay, that's right. And then the interesting thing is now you're going to make a moose knot with the long side. And this, what it's essentially going to do, it's going to give you this strand here, but this one will be like folded, and that way you can put the leader needle on. So let's come over here and tie a moose knot. But this moose knot is going to be a special moose knot because it's not going to go like all the way through the, let me just, I don't know, maybe if I just show it, it'll be a little more understandable than if I like talked about it. So let me get my needle right there. So remember, I fed, it's 150 inches of cord. I fed the button 50 inches in. Now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to make a moose knot. So I'm going to go 1, then 2, and then 1 more. And you can make your moose knot, you know, as many like loops around as you want. But the interesting thing with this one, okay, you will feed this. Wait, let me, how did I do this? Okay, so it's going to go through, but like differently, because you don't want the end to go through, because we need it to be like a closed, like loop. See that? So then you come over here and then you just like pull. You find that the one that tightens it. So is it that one? No. Is it that one? That one, yes. So what you end up with is the moose knot, but it's and you just start pulling all the threads, because if you just like pull, like, okay, that one will close the see how I did that? So basically what it did was, because normally when you make a moose knot, you feed it through, but this one is a little bit different because you want that closed loop on the end. And I shouldn't have used the needle. Like, I'm just going to cut it off, but use a peg. Make like a tunnel, and then put the cord through. I don't know. I kind of messed up there, but this is what you want, so that you can come in here, like just make sure it's nice and tight. Just pull all 3 of them. And then on this one here, all you really got to do is melt the end, just so that it doesn't, oh, it looks like, okay, so let's just melt this little part right there into like a little tab. And then when you pull it, it just kind of like acts as a stopper. Is that the one? Yeah, right there. See how you have like 3, and then when you bring this out, see on the ends, they're almost even, but you have this this loop that we're going to be using to feed the beads on. Okay, so I'm going to come in here, and I remember the amount of cord I'm using is for this length, but I'm actually going to be doing a shorter version, and I'm using the lighter colored thread, so that way it's easier to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put the leader needle on, and I am going to, I mean, 95% of the time when I do a leadered needle, I usually do like a double knot. So I just come over like this. But sometimes, not always, but sometimes, I don't know if you guys have run into this problem where when you do that knot, your bead won't go over the knot on the leadered needle. And one way to make it just a little bit smaller and that, you know, help it so that it will go on is just to do like a single. But you just got to be a little more careful when you're stringing the beads on, because it can slip. But that has worked for me. And of course, another thing that you can do is use a thinner fishing line. That's also worked for me as well. Okay, so now let's get our Red Creek Jasper. And the interesting thing about these beads is that because when you put, when you're using this, the leader needle thing. Let me show you. See, so I'm going to put this bead on and I'm going to feed it through and see, you could feel a little resistance. You know that it's snug in there. And if you get these Red Creek jasper and you make this project, you could feel the resistance in there. And that is like the most I'm willing to safely go when I'm using the leader needle, because early on when I started using this technique, I would like force beads on, and what would happen is they would crack because there's too much pressure on the inside of the bead. And I noticed that a couple of necklaces that I had, the bead was just like, after a couple of months, would just like pop off. So I'm gonna put 7 of these on since I'm doing the short version. So there's a 1, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that's right, that's right. So you're gonna start off with one side because we're gonna braid the first part, because then we have to put the pendant on, but the pendant has to go through all 3 strands. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm gonna do 2 more. Okay, so let's get this going. So I'm going to slide all these on, and let's move them down. Let me see if I've got any questions. Let me flip this. I swear this board is like amazing. It just helps hold everything. Okay, we're going to get that 1 strand. Now we're going to like even everything out here. Let's do this. And then you just kind of like pull, like just to get like that extra like slack out. Okay, so, and I think another thing that also helps when you are braiding to keep your beads straight is to put like a lot of tension. And I'm going to do my best to show you, and I'll explain to you what's going through my brain while I'm doing it, because sometimes that's helpful, because you see people doing things, but you know that there are those little sub movements and tips and tricks that they do. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start, I'm just going to count like 12, just like a regular braid. I'm just going to ignore this part, and it doesn't matter what order they're in or anything. I'm just going to come in here. Whoops, let me get this out of the way. And I'm just going to start braiding like normal. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, see, I have a little bit of tension pulling towards me. And see how I use the pads of my fingers a lot. 4, 5, 6. And then you could pull this one out at either 6 or 12. Because what it does is it helps keep it from getting tangled. So there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then I'm going to pull this one out. See that? That's that single strand right there. And then I'm going to slide this bead up. Just get it nice. And see that? Right up to there. And then I'm going to split these, and it does not matter which one. If you're like, oh, should I keep my eye on this one or this one? It doesn't matter. So then you just braid. See that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Grab 5, 6. Oh, let me pull this one out. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the feeling that is running through me is like total control. I have a good grip on it. I'm using the pads of my fingers. And something that you may not have noticed is, watch this. This is just one of those little things that you need to like look out for. So you push this up, split these, and then I count 1, 2. Okay, when you do that number 2, this is really important. See that right in there? You want to take your fingers and see how this kind of, whoops. Whoa, my camera does not want to. See, my camera's like, oh, don't give away your secrets. Okay, so right there, see what I'm doing this. I'm going to do it in slow motion. See that? That little tiny step right there helps lock in that the bead so that you don't have any gaps. Let me see, is that 6? Uh-oh. If you lose count, which, you know, I do a lot. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Ooh. Okay, right there. Is that 12? I don't think so. Or is that 6? No. Okay, back here again. Okay, I'm going to do that again. Okay, so I'm going to slide it up. Did I mess up on my spacing? You know, I probably did. I probably did 18 here. But, you know, you could do like increments of 12. You know what? That bothers me. Because if I'm going to wear this, I don't like that. So if you mess up, it's real easy to fix. No. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to slide it up. Split these. Like this goes this way. And then that little tip right there. See that? Boom. And then you just bring this one over and just try to get it, you know, locked in. Does that make sense? Oh my goodness, Robin. I hope you're doing okay. I hear a lot of people, like I'm reading there that everyone hopes that you'll be okay. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then you just keep going. Does that, okay, so having the bead strung on 2 of the strands instead of 1 is a game changer for 1. Oh, well, I'm glad to have changed your game. I'm very curious to see how this is a game changer because okay, girl, you need to like submit whatever it is you're making for next week's customer slideshow because I'm dying to see what you're going to do. I'm dying. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm gonna slide this and then I'm just gonna keep going, guys. I think is my thing not like focusing too well? I'm just gonna keep going until I get to the middle. So I'm just gonna kind of speed things up. So like, and you could do you know, the nice thing about the braiding that I really like is that you don't even have to like look at what you're doing. You could watch TV. Yeah, Mary's on the spot. Because watch this. You split this, and I'm just gonna be like chit-chatting with you guys while I braid this. So you know, like you just like count, and then you know you could talk to your friends and family and not have to worry about you know the braiding because you could just do it. That's one thing I love about it. I could actually watch TV and braid at the same time. And you know, one interesting show that I've been watching lately where you guys can get a lot of inspiration from is Downton Abbey. I know it's older than like it's old. It's been around, I know. But if you go back and you just watch it, oh my goodness, there are so many beautiful pieces of jewelry. And if you guys notice the one that I have on, it was a couple of like points of inspiration. One of them was you know, Laura Lee and her triangle beads, and then the other one was a necklace that that Mary was wearing in one of one of the episodes. It was just like I thought, you know what, I'm going to use those rectangle beads, and I'm just going to make a long, pretty necklace. Look at that, it came out so pretty. And I ended up using like shell beads with believe it or not, these are like a blue and beige agate strand. So anyway, so the point is you could just like, you know, you don't even have to pay attention to like what you're doing while you, oh, right, Julie? Oh my, right, Shelley? Ah, oh yeah. Okay, so when I get to, okay, this is where, let's see, I'm gonna, oh, you know what? I need to string on the silver beads. Okay, let me zoom out here. Let's get the silver one strung on. Ooh, I think I'm doing good on time. Oh, this is great. So I'm gonna put 1, 2, and 3. All right, so we're gonna get those on. Oh, the bail though is a different, like you have to like string the bail on all the like strands. So we're just going, I'm gonna kind of sort of hold my horses there. If you guys have any other movie recommendations where they have like some really awesome jewelry, I mean, please, like leave them down below in the comments because I'm always like looking for something cool. Let's see. Let's see. Should I do? Let's see. One, two. Let's go. One more. And you know the spacing that you do like in the front part. It's really like I don't know. Sometimes I do like 6 when I get I on the like these in the space in between these I do 6. So I'm gonna count. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm gonna slide one up, and then just 6. 1, 2. Oops. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, okay. I'm taking note. What is it? How to get away with what? I'm gonna watch that. Ooh, I'm so excited now. As soon as I finish this show, I'm just gonna jump on that one and watch it because So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now I'm just gonna take a little tiny clip because for those of you that braid, isn't it like when you braid and then you kind of like leave your project for a second and you have to go back and like figure out like where all those cords go? It's kind of like a chore. One thing you could do here is just put like a little clip on there. Oops, there. Okay, so now what we got to do is all 3 cords we need to put our bail on. And these bales, they were on a JTV show a couple of weeks ago. So I'm just going to get that one on, and then I'm going to feed the needle. See, so I get all what quote unquote. You know, I want to call them 3 strands. Oh, telenovela. You know, a friend of mine sent me a necklace from one of these. Oh my God. I need to look for it, but it was a crazy necklace from one of these telenovela shows, and I'm like, girl, man, I cannot make that. I mean, I can make anything, but man, some of that was crazy. So I'm gonna put these on, and then the other. Okay, I'm gonna speed things up, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna go fast because I want to get to the other side. And do you guys have any questions? I mean, as far as like stringing materials, and I mean the only thing I'll just kind of like give out some cool and interesting tips and tricks. You know, a lot of times depending on the thread that you're using, your piece will either be a little like flowy or a little bit like stiffer. The wax cord is a little bit I don't know, it's like on the stiff side, but it's pretty though. It's nice. It's not like bad. I'm not like saying one's better or worse than the other. They're just different. It's kind of like I don't know, like what technique? I don't know, probably braiding would be a good one. So I'm gonna like flip this in there. And I always use my board as a counterweight because it just makes the braiding like really like fast. And if you're hang on, let me get this. And one thing that I do, and I'm sure, I mean, it's like when you're braiding and it gets long, just, you know, you could just wrap it around and then just keep going. Does that make sense? Because you don't want, like, once it starts getting really long, it just kind of starts to like get a little bit out of control. So that's how you kind of like whip it back into shape. Okay, so now I'm gonna come back in here and braid all these. And one thing that that I do is, I should have done 12, but that's okay. That's not a big deal. What is it that I do? Oh yeah, if I'm going to add whoa girl, get back there. I'm going to add a pendant to this, but I don't put the pendant on yet because it's I need to do 6. Sorry. And then slide this up. Okay. because it adds that extra weight. So I'm going to do, remember, you're doing 6 in between here, only because it just looks a little bit like cleaner. Okay, then this comes out, and I would braid my horse's manes and tails. Elizabeth, you have a horse. Oh, I saw some really cute like horse like stuff on Instagram the other day, and I wish I had a horse. Whoops. Sometimes if these kind of get stuck, yeah, no big deal. You just got to like show it who's boss. Okay, so now we're gonna do like, okay, that's 6. Now we're gonna do the 12, and you know, I'll be honest with you. If for me, I mean, don't get me wrong, braiding is like one of my big favorites, but if you're doing like patterns, it really is a lot more difficult than if you crocheted it, because I don't know how to explain it. It's just and one of these days I'll do a couple of lessons with more braiding patterns. So you can, man, I've got some cool ones. Uh-oh, what did I do there? Okay, we're gonna keep going. And boom, boom, there. And then slide it up. I'm gonna start going fast, guys, because I don't want to run out of time. So I'm just gonna, and the I know that a couple of months ago, a customer asked me, like, she said that, oh, I'm not eating my hair. She said, I love making jewelry, but I sit in the same position all the time. You know, like, what kind of like ergonomic tips or tricks do you have? Honestly, when I do this, I like to stand. You know, kind of like when you're cooking, you like cook while you stand while you're cooking. For me, I can work faster and more effectively if I'm standing. Rarely do I ever sit and do this. And if I do sit, it's usually on the floor. I never sit in a chair and make jewelry. I think I would go nuts. It has to be standing because I feel like I could just like, you know, get stuff done a lot faster. And plus, it's a lot less strain on your back, I think. I don't know. How do you guys like do it? I'm curious. Oh my God, who is, or do we have Olympians in here? Oh my God, 19 minutes. Okay. No way. Okay, I'm just gonna speed it up, guys. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, out. I mean, this is like, I'll go like the speed that I actually work. So I'm gonna split it and then just go to town. Living room table. I mean, I mean, I do use the tables. Oh my goodness, to like, am I the? I hope I'm not the only guilty one, but it seems like every single room in my house has like a studio of some sort. It's ridiculous. I think every like nook and cranny in my house, like it's, oh, Pat sits. Okay, let me zoom out. Okay, since it's getting long, I'm just gonna wrap it around, you know, just so you guys could like see. Okay, and the way I finished the end, I mean, it's I think I've covered it before, but you know, I'll do it again just in case, you know, you're new and just like, what are you doing? Okay. And I'll go over a couple of other like tips and tricks. And I think most of you know my tip. Okay, so now we're getting to the end. So I'm gonna 1, 2, 3. I'm just gonna braid like a couple of inches. I'm just gonna keep going. Boom, boom, dum, ba, dum, boom, boom. And you know, at this point, you can like actually cut this part. It's because you don't need that leadered needle on there anymore. So you could just pull out any of these strands on the end. Okay, couple of inches. Let's see. Crosby? My daughter calls it bead heaven. Oh, where's the bead? Oh, Yeah. I mean, you come to my house, ooh boy, man, you're gonna find beads under your pillows if you sleep at my house. And I think that's good. Okay. Now, what I do here when I get to the end, just to tie it off, just so it doesn't come undone, I just like throw it over, boom, just like that. And then I just grab it and see how it makes like a loop. And then I just do an overhand knot. Here, I'll do that again. Just toss it over, grab it from underneath, and just make this, see that? I mean, you might have another way of doing it, but just an overhand knot just to lock this part in, just so, and it's going to be temporary because we are going to come back here and do the button. All right. So when we make, oh, you know one thing I like to do, I don't know why, just to make this like nice and straight, it's like, ooh, it's like rolling a tortilla or pie dough. I like to get my pin and just roll it. Oh my God. See that? Just makes it nice and flat. So that way when you go into, can you see that? Nice and flat. Now I'm going to fold this. And what you got to make sure is that the button goes through and that you have enough of a section right in here to make a macrame binding knot. Okay, so I think about right there is good. Right there. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep my fingers like right here, and then I'm gonna come in and flip that. And then I'm gonna turn this. Whoops. And now I'm going to clip these two sections here so that so that it holds the cord, because it just makes it so much easier when you're making the macrame binding knot. And one thing that I'm going to do, if you're using the 0.9, I never recommend like binding knots, especially on cord like this. I mean, for leather, you can use it at its full size, but I consider this like a small segment, so I would split the cord. So I take about maybe like, I don't know, 16 inches or so. And the cord's very easy to split. You just like hold it like in one hand and then like untwist it with the other. And if you could use a peg on your board, or just you put your finger through there and just like pull, like kind of ease it down and then like pull. And sometimes, you know, you'll feel like the wax will be kind of like gooey and stuff, but just kind of like ease it down. And then you just do this other side here. This I don't know, this stuff is kind of like very waxy. So I don't know. Ew. Ugh. But it's doable. Keep going. I got it. You got this. But all you really need is about 16 inches. So you know what? I think I got 16. I got 16. I'm going to cut this. Stretch it out. Get the kinks out. See that? Okay, then I'm going to come in here and make the macrame binding knot. Let's see. Whoops. Let me zoom right in there. And what I do is I just make it, when you do these macrame binding knots, they have to be really, really tight. Because remember, you're working with over the cord, the wax, and you just want it to be like super tight. So I just like wrap this a cord around my fingers, and like you'll see how it changes color. See that? You'll know that when you see that color change, you'll know that you're doing it as tight as you possibly can. It's almost like it's pulsing. Isn't that weird?
Okay, then you just keep doing your top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom. Okay, just keep going. And most when the cord is thin like this, the interesting thing is that it does change color, because see how it looks darker than the rest of the cord? It's just like a strange phenomena of, this waxed cord. But, I've had, people, customers in the past say, oh, my cord is just too waxy. And, like I mentioned earlier, just get a cloth and sandwich it in between and just like vigorously, just rub it, sandwich in between. It makes a huge, huge difference. Huge difference. Yeah. Okay. So is that good? I think that is perfect. Okay. So I'm going to take my thread zap. And you always want to leave like a little bit, because that part right in here is going to become like the little, like a button that is going to help keep it from coming apart. And sometimes if like this tip, this like the cord is the same color as the background, and if it's difficult for you to see, just put something like dark underneath it. It doesn't have to be anything, and vice versa, because that way it helps you like see what you're doing a lot better. It just makes it a lot easier. Okay, so I think we're done. And then on this part here, I'm just going to cut it off. Is it just me? What, I own like 50 pair of scissors and I never take them to get sharpened. I just go buy a new pair. How many of you do that? It's insane. And none of my scissors even cut. This is gonna take the miracle. It cut. Okay, so let's get that off. All right, let's put the pendant on, which is, I've got this, I don't know what that is. I don't think it's turquoise. Do any of you know what that is? I don't know. It's pretty though. That's what I'm going to use here. And I am going to put it on this way. Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to take my thingies here. No one seems to, yeah, I know. God, I want to learn to do that. I want to learn to sharpen scissors. I tried looking at some YouTube videos, and they're oh, you need this, that, and then they've got that one really weird, obscure tool that you've never heard of and don't know where to get. Oh, gotta find that seam. Ooh. It's kind of like sometimes these videos, there, I got it. You watch the video to learn how to do something, and they tell you all the things you need, and then that one really weird thing. It's kind of like one time I was making some soup. It was this recipe book from Mexico, and salt, pepper, flour, rice, and then epazote. What? What on earth is that? Oh my! And I knew that if I did not put that ingredient in there, that my soup was not going to taste good. And the funny thing is, so I went looking for this mystery spice, and boy, was I right. It made a huge difference, because that spice has the most unusual taste. It was crazy. Okay, so we did it. Look at that. Oh my gosh, and I've got oh, aluminum foil. Oh my God. Okay, now I got to read these what? What am I missing? Okay, I'm going to what is heaven? I want some heaven. Heaven. You knew Crosby. Oh, bead heaven.
Okay, so yeah, okay, so heaven is here in my house because I've got a lot of that. Oh, thank you, Shelley. Okay, aluminum foil for what? I want to know. Oh, for sharpening scissors. I'm gonna try it because I've got a knife sharpener, and I thought maybe if I used that, and then that didn't work, and then I have one of those like knife sharpeners that are like a stick, and I thought I would try that, and it just, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's just, and then, I found a person that would sharpen scissors, and it was like $19. And I'm like, the scissors were 5? I'm like, I could just buy 3 more pair of scissors and just like get rid of them when they stop cutting. But this is it. Did you use knots in the bale? No, no, no. Oh, you know what? Oh, that's interesting. I did not do that here, but I could have, now that you mentioned it. Oh, look at that. I did a wire wrap from here to here. I think that's interesting. Which one do you like better? I mean, I guess it's just different. So which one do you prefer? The direct connection? I could have done that actually. What do you like? Let me lay these out, and like we will judge these necklaces together. Let me clear the space because it is judgment time. Okay. So we have, I mean, and you could say both because they're just different, but look at that, the Red Creek Jasper. Oh, so what do you guys think? Which one? 5 minutes. We got 4 minutes. Which one do you like best? The one with the added wire wrap bead or without? I like them both, right, Debbie? I like this. Oh, okay, the silver medallion. This one, okay. Uh, look up. Okay, you can do so many things with it. Okay. Okay, Linda, right. Okay. Okay, yeah, you know what? I think you guys are right. They're just different, which is fantastic because that means that now you've got choices. You could either like do just directly put your pendant on, or you could just put like the little added bead. I think I did the bead because when I was making this, I'll show you my necklace. Please do not talk to me about the jewel tool because I've been wanting one, and it's going to get me into like more trouble than I'm already in. And, like, so can we change that subject because I really want one. Okay, here's the one that I made. I got inspired by Laura Lee to use these rectangular beads. And, what I did was I picked these beads because the color here, just kind of like, I don't know, it just seemed like it kind of matched. Isn't that pretty? And then on this one, I did do the wire wrap on the pendant. So, you know what, Robin? I'm shocked because I know Christmas time is coming. Why don't I have one? It's inexcusable. Because I know that if I had one, I would be, because I love polishing stuff, I would be like shirking my responsibilities. And plus, your Thursday show probably won't exist because I'd be too busy, like, polishing stones, shaping stuff, working on other things, destroying my hands. And there's only enough time in the day or in the week. So that's why I don't have one. And I'm glad that I don't. But any other questions? I know, right? It looks so pretty. Thank you. Aw, thank you, Pat. I know that the time is almost up. I can't believe it. But do you guys have any like questions, comments? Did you enjoy this lesson today? I think it was like fantastic. I loved it because I know that a couple of I don't know, years ago, I was doing a show and I was selling stuff, and someone's like, "Oh, how did you make this?" And when I'm doing like shows, I don't have time to like explain like the whole like thing because it's hard. So I just told him, like, watch a video and someday I'll show it, but I did. And anyway, my time is up, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's show. I appreciated spending time with you today, and stay warm if it's getting cold. And until next time, I will see you. Bye, guys.